Hi everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. I hope you're okay. Now today we've got a DIY and we're going to be using some old jars. Now this is just literally an old chutney jar. We've done lots of crafts and things before with old jars. I like to keep them rather than throw them away. Just wash them up, obviously we'll recycle them, but you know what I mean. Wash them up and then save them for kind of little crafts and things that you can do. So today we're going to make some candles, and the jars that I'm going to use are actually square jars. They're chutney jars as well, but this chutney came from Morrison's, in case you want a square jar, and I'll show you those in a second. But what we're going to do a little bit different with these candles is we're going to put some crystals inside. So I think rose quartz, I love rose quartz, and we're going to do that, make the candles, and also put some vinyl on the front as well. So I hope I inspire you to have a go. If you don't fancy having a go but just want to come and watch, then I'll show you how to do it. So to start with, we're going to go through the things that we need. So we're going to use soil wax. So I've got a bag of soil wax here. We've got our jars, they're the jars we're going to use. The crystals, I'm going to pop some rose quartz crystals in here. These are not very big ones, so I think they'll be quite nice to put those in. We've got some scent, so we're going to use this fragrance oil here. There's two different fragrances. I might do different ones, I'm not sure. I'll just see how that goes. That came from eBay. I've also got some wicks. Now, I'm not sure which type I'm going to use. We've got the standard type of wick here, which you're probably the most familiar with. You've got that bit at the bottom that sticks at the bottom, and then that's the bit obviously that you like, so just go in like that. And we've got some little sticky tabs that you can use to help stick those down. But we've also got some wood wicks. So you've probably seen the wood wick candles. So with those, you just need one of these little, it's like a base for it. And then these are the wicks themselves. So you literally just, let's take that out of there. That goes in like that. And then that stands in the jar like that. And then you pour your wax in around it, so it's not on the stick properly, so it won't be sitting straight. So you obviously pour your wax in there. So that's how you do it. It just depends what type of wick you want to use. I've also cut out the vinyl for these. So I'm going to put some vinyl on the front. So they're those kind of inspirational candles really, with the words that are going on them. Sometimes we all need a little bit of reminding. So what we're going to do to start with is to melt our wax. So I'm going to do like the bain-marie type method. So we'll go over to the cooker and I'll show you how I do that. Right, so obviously once the water starts to boil, that's when the wax will start to melt. So we'll pop some in there. That should be about enough. If you have too much, you can always make some melts as well. So just have like ice cube trays or some with different shapes or something, because you can always make those into melts. Right, as you can see, it's starting to melt. I know some people do actually melt their wax in the microwave, but I've always done it this way. And obviously we've got the temperature. Let me just see if I can get that off there. We've got the little temperature, we've got a thermometer as well. So let me move it around here so you can see. So obviously the end part would go into the wax, and then when it's on the green section, that's when you can add your fragrance and you can pour. So it just gives you an idea of what the temperature is, because if you put your fragrance in when it's too hot, then it starts to obviously burn the fragrance off and various other things. So it's quite important to put the fragrance in at the right time. So I'll just carry on melting this for now, and then we'll pop the fragrance oil in. Right, so it's at the right temperature now, so we're just going to put our fragrance oil in. Fragrance oil, the amount of fragrance oil you put in just basically depends on the type of wax you're using and the percentage of your your oil needs. So just do your research as to what oil you've got, as to how much you need to put in. If you're not sure, just pour a bit in. So now what we're going to do is move over to the jars. So this is at pouring temperature now. So I'm just going to test the size of my wick. I might actually need to take a little tiny bit off that. I'll just take a little bit off of each. You can put a spot of glue if you need to, but we should be okay. Just move that one to the side a second. So as I said to you, this is at the right temperature for pouring. So very, very slowly, we're going to pour it in the jar. So what we're going to do, because we've just poured a little bit in, we're just going to straighten that up, and I'm just going to leave that for just a second just so it grips. Right, so that should have a good grip of the bottom now. So we're just going to pour some more wax in. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to let that start and set a little bit first before we put our crystals in the top. They've almost cooled, but as you can see, they're not quite set. And this is when I'm going to put the crystals in the top. So just kind of poke them in, but obviously you can't do it when it's completely set because they won't work. So just literally poke them down there. I'm going to put, I think, 3, maybe in each one. I think that'll be quite cute. There we go. I don't know if you can see them if I tilt it. Hang on, let me move the camera. Go. Can you see that the crystals are in the top there? So I'll just do the same to the other one, and then we'll let them set, and then we'll put the vinyl on the top. Right, let me show you how these have set. So you've got the crystals in the top there, and we're all set around. A little tip, I would save some wax, because sometimes when the wax settles you get little bits that you have to top up. So just save some, just in case you need to top anything up. So now what we're going to do is to pop the vinyl on the front. Obviously you can put anything on, you can word anything, you can decorate the jars however you like, you can put bits around them, you can stick bits on, you can do, you know, whatever. Bear in mind you've got a flame, so nothing obviously too close to that. Now the wording that I'm going to put on here, in line, you know, with the crystals and feeling good and positive about yourself, really. The first one here we've got, will say, you are enough. And the second one, we're going to put you are loved. So I thought they just tied in nicely with the, you know, the whole rose quartz theme. So as with any vinyl, what I've done is I've printed it on the Cricut machine and I've popped it onto the transfer backing there. So just use my little squeegee here. We've done lots and lots of vinyl things, but I will just show you just in case. And I think I'm going to keep these myself because I really like them. So just make sure you pick all of the letter up there. And then we're going to just position it onto the candle. So just rub it down like that, and then very carefully just take the side and just peel it off like that. And then just do the same with the rest. There we go. So there's that one. Now with the lids, what I did, the lids that they came with, is I've just literally sprayed them with some of this Wilko spray paint. That's the colour on the top there. So that is all I've done there. Obviously normally I'd probably put something around the middle, you know, maybe something here, we could put something around there. But what I'm going to just do to start with is just pop the vinyl on the other one. Right, I've just popped down the craft room and picked up some of this ribbon because I think it needs something around there. That looks so much better, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do, measure that, cut that off, then I'm going to hot glue that around that top part, and then possibly, I thought it might look quite nice if we put like a little bow on the front, but I'm not sure if this ribbon is too like thick. I haven't got any thinner, so to do bows you just literally do it as though you just tie a normal bow. You just like go straight off the bat without doing the first bit. So just do that. I mean, it might be a bit big, but we'll see. And then sort of fluff it about like that, and then just cut that there. Do the same the other side. We can stick that on the front, but first of all we'll put this around. Just take a little bit more of that off actually. I find it easier if you just put this around first and then put the bow on. Just got some hot glue. Just need a little bit, you don't need a lot. And just stick that on there. And that's the back, so that'll be okay. I mean, if you wanted to put that at the front, actually thinking about it, you could have put the join at the front and then hid it with the bow. I didn't think that was smart though at the time. Put that on there and then just stick that on the front. I just think adding that on after seeing it all done, doesn't that make it look so much nicer than just plain? And then obviously you take your lid off and you've got your crystals inside. Now, if you're going to, or if you want to sell these, you have to be careful with rules and regulations of selling candles. So just check, you know, in your area. I have got some little stickers, though I am keeping these. I've got some little like candle stickers that you can get from eBay. So, I mean, these are just mine, but I'll pop that on the bottom just to show you. So, you know, just check out your rules, because you can't just, I don't think you can just make things like this and just sell them as, you know, people would probably used to do. I don't know. You just have to probably make sure you've got all your warnings and, you know, things like that, really. But I'll just do this one. But, you know, I mean, these have not cost a great deal of money. And, you know, if you can't get any wax like soil wax or anything like that, what you can do is buy some cheap candles from, you know, like the big candles from Home Bargains, Poundland, and you can just melt them down and just use that wax. We've done that before, so don't feel you've got to, you know, buy expensive wax or expensive products. You can do this with a lot of the things that you can buy. Save your jars, buy some of the, like, you know, the pillar candles that you can buy. A lot of supermarkets sell them as well. Just get them, melt them down, and then you can just do that the same way. So don't feel you've got to, you know, buy expensive things to get the same sort of effect. But I just like the fact that they've got the crystals in. I mean, you can also put in like flowers, petals. They'd be quite nice and sweet as well. So, you know, you can put all sorts of bits in. As I said, just be careful, because obviously I'm putting this ribbon on. Just be careful with obviously the flame. So because these are mine, I'm not too fussed, but I'd probably, if I was giving them away, be more cautious. So let me just stick this on here. But I hope you've enjoyed making these with me. It's something a little bit different, something that, you know, you can have a go at, and you know, it's not really that expensive, and you get quite a nice little gift. So, you know, they'd be nice, wouldn't they, as a present, and that wouldn't really cost an arm and a leg. So that's it. That's the video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do, because it does help my channel. And also, if you get a like or a comment, that helps and goes so far as well. So that's it from me. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.